Welcome to Fake Love and Flying Monkeys, the podcast where fake love is exposed. I'm Nova Gibson and I am your host. I'm the principal counsellor at Brighter Outlook Narcissistic Abuse Counselling.com.au. This space is dedicated to helping you reclaim your worth and understand the impact of toxic relationships with suspected narcissists. You deserve clarity, healing, and freedom from the pain of fake love and flying monkeys. So please leave a review and grab a copy of my book, Fake Love, Understanding and Healing from Narcissistic Abuse. Let's uncover the truth and take back your power. Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Fake Love and Flying Monkeys. Love bombing to the discard, the narcissist romantic playbook. Not really romantic at all, is it, once you know their game? But that's what we're going to be having a chat about in this episode. So kick back, grab your cup of coffee, and let's uncover the truth. So narcissistic relationships will always follow a chilling, predictable pattern. At first, the narcissist will come in, as you know, and sweep you off your feet. This is what we call love bombing. It will be an over-the-top display of love and affection. And just as quickly, though, as they idolize you and put you on this magical pink pedestal, that will come to an end because it is not sustainable. And when you are hooked, and the narcissist knows exactly when this happens because they've been doing it for a long time. They have a master's or a PhD even in master manipulation. So they know when you're hooked, and that is when the mask starts to drop. Now, just bear in mind, guys, that love bombing for one person is going to be very different for another. So we read a lot about love bombing in terms of the over-the-top romantic text messages and letters, the equivalent of a Hallmark greeting card, and really, really over-the-top stuff. And often it is. You can picture the narcissist playing the violin outside on the street underneath your bedroom window when you read about some of the love bombing that targets receive in that stage. So just as often, love bombing can be less intense without the big bangs and whistles going on, because the strategies that one narcissist uses to hook their victim in will be different for a myriad of reasons to another narcissist. But essentially, that love bombing goal, the goal of that strategy will be the same, and that is to make you feel desirable and to get you hooked on the feeling that comes with feeling so wanted and loved. So I just wanted to make that clear because a lot of my clients who come to see me in my practice, once again, guys, if you'd like to have a one-on-one counseling session with me, all my sessions are online via Zoom. Please just see my website link in the description. But many of my beautiful clients say, Nova, I hear all about this love bombing and that didn't happen to me. Are they a narcissist? And to answer their question, I will talk with them at length about the fact that these are in reference to ongoing, consistent patterns of behavior over space and time, and the fact that they are the expert in their trauma. And given that, you are highly unlikely to get a diagnosis. Why? Because narcissists don't think there's anything wrong with themselves, and they're not going to put up their hands to be a guinea pig in anyone's narcissism study. And as we reflect together, I will often find out that there was indeed a love bombing stage, a clear love bombing stage that has just been overridden with mountains and mountains of abuse. And of course, they have been reading about the fireworks going off, and those fireworks weren't as obvious for them. Love bombing for one person may be detected by the narcissist to be feelings of security. They make them feel safe. They make them feel like all their dreams are going to come true, and that security is their love bombing. They feel safe. And particularly when there is previous trauma in their lives, those feelings of impending security for the rest of their life can be their love bombing. We call this strategy the narcissist uses when they're talking about things happening in the future to hook you in the present. We call that future faking. See a previous podcast I've done, guys, on specifically future faking and the strategies the narcissist uses to get you believing that all those things that will make your dreams come true are going to happen in the future. And of course, they never do. So love bombing is the first stage of a narcissistic relationship. And I'm going to be talking more in terms of an intimate relationship, but please bear in mind that the narcissist will love bomb you whether they're in that type of relationship or it is in a working relationship or a friendship, because the goal is to hook you into the cycle of abuse by manipulating you into believing that lovely person that makes you feel good is who they really are. So the narcissist has to be nice in the beginning. This is why it's so important to remember that narcissists don't come with a sign on their forehead. They often appear as the person of your dreams. So they will love bomb you, because if they started off abusing you, it would be obvious that you would leave immediately. Now, the pace is pretty important for the narcissist. They've got to get this situation rolling because it is tiring and they just want it all to be over so they can kick back and make it all about them. That's the goal. So it's got to move at a fast pace because they want you hooked before you see who they really are. So how does the narcissist get that dopamine flowing for you that you become so dependent on without even knowing it? They will give you lots and lots of compliments. You're the most amazing person I've ever met. The rapid relationship progression, if it's an intimate partner, we'll have them talking about marriage, moving in together very, very fast. Constant attention. They want to be with you all the time. They're texting, good morning, my princess, good night, my prince. They want to be with you 24/7. They can't stop thinking about you. They will mirror you. It will be astounding just how much you have in common with the narcissist. It will blow your mind. If you tell them that you like, let's say, underwater basket weaving, the narcissist will pipe up and go, no way, I can't believe it. That is my favorite thing to do in the world. And how cool is this to find someone who likes underwater basket weaving just as much as you do? Crazy example, I know, but the point I'm trying to get across is that they will listen to what you're telling them. They'll often go away and do a bit of research to find out what you like doing, what your hobbies are, what your interests are, simply so they can become your soulmate. They can become the yin to your yang. And just like a fisherman knows exactly the right bait to put on the end of their line, on that hook to catch the fish they want, so too does the narcissist. They're very aware that they're not going to land that big game fish by whacking a prawn on the end of their hook. And that means they have to listen very carefully to you. So you can, without knowing it, tell them the best bait to use. So the narcissist hooks you in, and that's it. Love bombing stage ends and the devaluation stage begins. And this is so confusing for the victim, for that nice treatment to come to a screeching halt and they don't know why. The devaluation stage is simply an indication that the narcissist knows you're hooked. You're not going anywhere and you are going to be forever accepting the breadcrumbs they give you that mean the person who was nice to you in the beginning still exists. They want you to keep chasing that bait. What does devaluation look like for the victim? It can just be the sudden coldness. Why are they seemingly indifferent to me? Why do they seem to get annoyed when I wonder, why they're not calling me as much? Remember, it came to a screeching halt. You would have been getting numerous texts. They wanted to be with you all the time, and all of a sudden that just stops. And if you ask them about it, they will make out like you are insecure. There's something wrong with you. Indeed, there is nothing wrong with you. You have simply made an observation that something had very obviously ended the love bombing, and something else which you don't recognize that makes you feel really bad had begun. This person that you love so much or you liked so much and you thought they felt the same about you, that person's just done a shapeshift. They will constantly criticize you, put you down. They will gaslight you out of your reality. They will deny things that they have said or done, even in the face of black and white evidence, and you will constantly question your reality. They will give you the silent treatment, a very passive, aggressive form of abuse that is excruciating, knowing that you will do anything for that silent treatment to end, which enables them to come back like nothing's happened. And then the abuse just continues. You will constantly walk on eggshells in the devaluation stage with the narcissist because you are constantly confused and they know it. That's the way they want you. And your threshold for abuse will skyrocket and your threshold for respect will plummet. The narcissist knows this. They know they did an amazing job of getting you hooked on the feeling that came when they love bombed you. In the devaluation stage, the narcissist paradoxically needs to destroy everything they said they loved about you in the beginning, because it's those very things that threaten their ego. It makes them feel bad about themselves. It's important to remember that the love bombing stage followed by the devaluation stage sets you up for a very powerful trauma bond. This is an attachment, an addiction to the cycle, because the lows are so incredibly low that the highs, which aren't really highs at all. They're just days the narcissist isn't directly or overtly abusing you. Those highs become like gold, and they provide you with relief from those horrible feelings that you get when those lows are in abundance. In other words, the narcissist, your abuser, wounds you, and then they become the only person who can heal the wound that they created. And at the same time, the victim thinks there's something wrong with them because they're craving this person they know is bad for them, but they just want to feel better. And what they're really seeking is relief from the horrible pain that comes with the abuse or the withdrawal from the hot and cold cycle of abuse. But the narcissist gets bored very, very quickly, and they're always on the lookout for new supply. One person is never enough, and that leads to the discard. Now, guys, please know that even when you are in a relationship with a narcissist for 5, 10, 20, 30 years, and I talk to people in my practice, my beautiful clients tell me often that they can't believe they stayed so long with the person they now know is a narcissist. But when we break it down, we talk about the fact that they're now realizing they were discarded over and over and over again. The cycle of love bomb, devalue, discard was just on repeat, wash, rinse, repeat for the entirety of their relationship. So just because the narcissist keeps you around as a primary source, and it's always about them, guys, just because you are still in an official relationship with them doesn't mean you are not continuing to go through this cycle. The discard is inevitable. They have new fish to fry, and they don't want to hang around with a tired old source who, in their mind, does nothing but give them grief. You've always got your knickers in a twist about something, and they need someone who sees just how special they are. Now, I'll talk specifically about the discard and just how cruel the narcissist can be in another episode. But just briefly, the discard is inevitable. It has to happen because the narcissist needs you to be so grateful when they start the love bombing phase off again, if they're able to do that. If they are completely moved on and they're solidifying that relationship with the new target, that doesn't mean they're gone for good. They will come back to hoover you, no matter how much they say they have this soulmate connection with the new target and how glad they are to be rid of you. If they can get a foot in the door to hoover you back into thinking about them, then that's exactly what they will do. Why put all the work into love bombing you and the fact that they can now push on all these buttons and extract these reactions from you? Why put all that to waste? They know that you are a tried and true and trusty source of narcissistic supply to tap into, and they will hoover you whenever they get the chance. Hoover coming from the Hoover vacuum cleaner, meaning to suck you back in, not just into a nice or friendly or intimate relationship, but into arguing or just getting you to react and getting back inside your head. So there we have the narcissist playbook laid out in all its glory. They love bomb. That is followed swiftly by the devaluation stage. And that is followed by the discard. But is there another stage? Well, I believe there is. And that next stage is to destroy you. The narcissist needs to punish you for not worshiping them anymore, for being able to live without them, even though they discarded you and told you to go away and live without them. That doesn't matter. You're not supposed to be doing what they say. You're supposed to be pining, writhing around on the ground, begging them to come back. They need to punish you for that, and they need to punish you for fun. They are cruel. They are sadistic, and they know they have the capability to do that because they've destroyed your self-esteem, and they will never miss an opportunity to garner those reactions that come with your pain. And of course, they justify that whatever they do to you is deserved. They want to destroy you because of who you ended up being. You went from this person they put on a pedestal to being this pathetic person they have nothing but contempt for. It doesn't matter that the reason you went from that happy person who was comfortable in their own skin to an absolute crumpled wreck was because they systematically tore you down and turned you into someone who could barely order a pizza without second guessing yourself. No, that doesn't matter that they were responsible for that. All that matters is that you went from that person that they seemingly admired, in inverted commas, in the beginning, to this pathetic person who just does not match. You don't align with their grandiosity. Quite simply, you do not prop up their ego anymore. They need to punish you because you lied. You went from this amazing person they met in the beginning to someone that they don't recognize. And the punishment that they're about to bestow upon you for lying to them about who you are is befitting. So there you have it. The narcissist playbook from the love bombing stage through to their need, their ultimate desire to destroy you. Now, if you are still in a relationship with a narcissist, please, guys, get lots and lots of support to validate your trauma and to escape. If you are still in the cycle, that wash, rinse, repeat cycle, then please know what's coming next. The punishment, the destruction, the desire to destroy you is inevitable, but they can only do that if they can get through to you. And that's why no contact, minimal contact, gray rock, if you have to have some kind of contact with the narcissist. In other words, you work with them or you share children with them. And please know that this cycle of abuse was inevitable from the second you laid eyes on the narcissist, but it was not your fault. Please don't victim blame yourself, because there is nothing wrong with you for believing they were who they pretended to be. We take people at face value. And why would you believe that they were deliberately pretending to be someone they're not? The narcissist uses this cycle to control and get their own validation, and it does not matter to them that they leave this absolute trail of emotional, physical devastation in their wake. But understanding their tactics is the first step in breaking free. And that brings us to the end of another Fake Love and Flying Monkeys episode. Guys, please know your worth. Know your worth and know that you did not deserve what the narcissist put you through. And this cycle is textbook from one victim to the next. So if you would like to have a one-on-one online Zoom counseling session with me, please just see my website link in the description, no matter where you are in the world. And I'd love to be able to support you in your recovery or to escape from this toxic relationship. If you would like to know how to keep this channel going, just to contribute a little bit, because they do take time to make, guys, then there is a link also in the description where you can buy me a cup of coffee. And you can also help out by leaving a rating and a review. That helps put it out there in the algorithm. On that note, it's bye from me for now. Don't forget also to grab your copy of my best-selling book, Fake Love, Understanding and Healing from Narcissistic Abuse. Until tomorrow's episode, remember, you are worthy of love, and you are worthy of so much more than a lifetime of fake love and flying monkeys.